What's up, everybody? I'm Lord Vice, Triple Four Entertainment, and I'm from Houston, Texas, repping New York.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, whenever I feel like I might be getting old, your kids will do that to you sometimes. I got to bring in the youth, and today's youthful voice, Lord Vice. I saw him on Instagram doing this thing. He's connected to some people that I know, and they keep me abreast. Lord Vice, man, welcome to the show. How are you doing today, bro?
What's up? What's up, man? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. What's up?
Man, you're doing more than good because I mean, you are creating. You're still able to perform in these crazy times, and you bring a lot of energy. I want you to let the people know, before you get on the Breakfast Club and get Sway and all that. Sway, you see him. How did you get into the music and not to classify yourself, but what type of music do you do?
Um, so to start that off, I would say I got into the music really young. I was kind of born into it. I say like my pops, he was making music, and I kind of seen that cook up in his own own way. He had his own studio in Houston, so like I used to go and like see him record and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I say I got into the music. I don't really define my music into like categories, but if I was to put one in a category, I would say like alternative hip hop. Um, you know what I mean? Something like uh, definitely experimental. Something where you can still get the true basis of hip hop, and as well as some experimental in it. So like I feel like I feel like my music attracts not only the younger audience, but it can attract the older crowd. You know what I mean? If that older crowd is listening.
Okay, so not afraid to explore, and even with like your name, I mean, Lord Vice. People could take that in so many different ways. How did you come up with the name? Because folks will be like, "Hold on, did he say Vice Lord?" No, he said Lord Vice. So what is he saying? He's the Lord of the Vice. Nah, I'm gonna let the brother explain what Lord Vice means, so y'all don't take it and try to run with it.
Yeah, yeah. So actually with Lord Vice, Lord is an acronym. It stands for loyalty over royalty, divine eternity. And it basically so like I have there's vices in your life that you can control. Like there was one point in time in my life where I felt like I wasn't in control of my life, my vices in my life, you know what I mean? And I just felt like I feel like I took the name because originally I was vice versa. Originally, that was my name back in high school. I used to, do open mics, vice versa, this and that. Then I'll say like I went through like a growth period in college, you know what I mean? Then from college I kind of just went through like a place where felt like I wasn't really in control of my life and I wasn't in control of what was happening around me. And I just kind of came up with the name like Lord Vice to be like Lord over my vices, the control over my path, my life and what I'm doing and stuff. So that's kind of where I got that name from. You know.
Okay. And you are on an independent label right now, and you said your dad did music. Did he show you the business side of it, when coming in the game?
Um, I was kind of young around the time he was really thriving into the music business. I would say like when he was getting his start up and introducing into the industry. So I didn't get to pick up too many business tips, but I definitely picked up creativities and the way that I would say the way that he wrote and the way that he went about things in the studio. So like I definitely picked stuff up like that. But business tips kind of came from self knowledge and like getting back up and falling in like college. You know, I went to school for 3 years, so I studied business and marketing and that.
Oh man, I love to hear that because a lot of people, they look at certain rappers and they think, oh man, that person's business is tight. And like, man, that person has a degree or did some type of knowledge on their own and studied. You have pimps who were in college, famous ones at that, that I know, and some that I've even, had business dealings with in entertainment. You deal with everybody when they're trying to rebrand. Shout out to Ken Ivey. But let me ask, in the business side of it, unless you go to like a Full Sail or you're, at Juilliard or something, so many people miss that side of it. And there's a debate. How much of the entertainment business is entertainment and how much is business? So, day to day, how much do you think you spend on business versus on the entertainment side?
This is a great question. Actually, I would say I was just talking to somebody about this, and it's as an artist, as an independent artist, who I would say like I do everything. Like I manage myself. I get my own bookings. I even do my own cover art. I mix my own new records. I have people. I have ventures of people who I reach out to help. You know what I mean? That say like I work for hire and like we have good relationships, but like everything is kind of in house. So like I spend as much as the creativity part on the music as well as the same amount of time I spend on the creativity part I spend on the business. So like it's can't like for me at least I can't put all this effort into putting the music together than not putting no effort into pushing the music. So like I take all the knowledge that I have from the business and the creativity part, and I put like it's 100. You know what I mean for both, and it's kind of hard because as an artist you want to just be a creator, just focus on that. But at the same time, when you want to be a successful artist in this industry, you have to do a lot of things yourself. You know what I mean.
Yeah, you definitely
I,
do.
yeah.
You definitely do. But how do you, and I want you to teach maybe like the 14-year-old who's listening right now, or maybe even the 44-year-old, where how do you break up that time? Because so many people struggle with there's at least one part of it they love, and the other part they do because maybe they don't have the funds or it's not the time to hire somebody. So do you have like a calendar you set stuff up to say, I'm going to be creative between 9 and 5, and then I'm going to handle the business? How do you get your schedule together?
Okay. It broke up just a little bit, but I think you were saying that how I think what you said was how do you break that up? Like you say like kind of schedule everything out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Based off of what I kind of heard and put pieces together, I think you said how do I do that? I kind of do so like growing up I played sports. I played football growing up.
Okay, I'm here. Go ahead. Yeah, keep going.
Okay, so growing up, I played sports. I played football growing up, so that like gave me a lot of discipline in a way of just I'll say just going about life. Like waking up at 6 a.m. to go to football practice, making sure you got your homework done so you can go to football practice. You know what I mean? You can do this and that. So I'll say like just being an athlete helped me be disciplined and just be an artist with the be an artist within itself. Like what I mean. So like that kind of helped me break up everything that I got going on. Like my my past life helped my future life.
And it makes sense, and I definitely feel that being an athlete as well. For a former athlete, I say it never stops. Once you're an athlete, once you're a musician, whatever you do, right? They say once a Marine, you're always a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're at a place, and it's really impressive that you say you do all of that yourself because like you have videos that you would have thought Dr. Dre was gonna pop out of the desert, and it was gonna be a remix with Dre and Tupac would come back. I'm talking about your pressure video. I mean that video, you're jumping out of planes. You are doing the most, and I love it. So can you talk about that video? And I don't want you to, I don't want a pocket watch, but I want, but people would easily say you could have spent, 50,000, 100 on that video because you were doing the most. I mean, guys, to jump out of a plane is one thing. You could say, oh, he went on Groupon to do that. Nah. But he had a cameraman with him. He had the stuff together. You got to go, links in the description after the interview and see what I'm talking about. But how did that come about? Writing the script, putting it together, give the folks a range of what you might have spent.
Yeah. So the video you're talking about, the pressure video, yeah. That's one of my favorite videos. I'm very glad that you like that video, man. I'm very glad that you talk about that video like that, because that's definitely one of my favorite pieces of like creativity I've ever like put together, I have to give big thanks to the videographer Steeder and the co-videographer Alex. They're actually based out of Seattle. We shot that video in Seattle, and they're very talented. But that video budget, $300.
Whoa.
Three.
Whoa.
We spent $300 on that video.
So there must have been a lot of favors people just did for you on the love.
It's it's like, you scratch their back, they scratch your back. You know what I mean? It's a lot of love. It's like a lot of things is in the house too. So like we work. A lot of friends work with each other that's in the industry. Like, we kind of all seen each other's growth from the earlier years. Like, we say like when SoundCloud was really hot, like the 2017, 16. And that's when we all kind of met each other. And now it's 2021. We kind of we've grown up. We started our own businesses. We either, became full-time entrepreneurs, videographers, or artists. So like starting from like going to open mics and just meeting people, then from building that relationship to like where everybody moves around the country and you can just pop into different cities and like, all right, I'm in Seattle, let me link with my boy. All right, I'm in Cali, let me link with my boy. So it's like when you say like a lot of favors, it's more like a lot of good relationships, like building relationships. You know what I mean? We don't really. I don't say we look at it as favors because we know that whatever that we're doing is gonna. We don't even think about it, but we know that it's gonna come back. Like, because you're like, that's my boy. You know what I mean? I know he's gonna take care of me. Type.
Nah, that's the beauty of just having friends and people in this business, having status, overtime, working that overtime. Jeepers creepers, I'm reading some of your playlists right now, and songs that you've done. But can you talk about how you've afforded to be able to do music at that level? And before actually you answer that question, I'm gonna tell you right now because it's on my mind. You got a course in you to teach people how to make a music video for a little bit of money with that game you just gave. Like, people just need to pay you the step by step. That's a course. Y'all go check out, again, links in the description. When it's ready, he'll let you know. But you could do that because I would have never guessed that the way you put that together. But I want you to get into the finance of how do you make it happen? Is it show money? Is it, streams? Because there's a lot of people who have not got to where you've gotten it, and they've been doing it sometimes, 20 years longer than you, but they can't get that look. They can't get that sound. They don't have that swag. So help them out on how do you structure it, because, it's a struggle to be an artist.
Yeah. I would say it's a lot of risk, a lot of risk taking, as well as important. Like it's logical risk taking, but it's a lot of logical risk takes, as well as sacrifices. Like understanding where how important your time, how valuable is your time to you. Like where do you spend? How do you spend your 24 hours? So it's like when it comes to the finances and of the music, it's I prefer I prefer an artist to get a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? To work a 9 to 5 at the same time balances his creativity and his full time his self as an artist. But people's but in order to do that, you have to understand that um it will be taken away from certain times where you can be an artist and create. But that's all right. Hold on. Let me take this back. Let me take this back because this question is actually this question is kind of hard to answer this question. It's kind of hard to answer this question because it's all different ways to get money for your to what you want to do and like how you doing it. I don't know. Like I say I worked. You know what I mean? Like there's sometimes where I went to go get a job. I did Uber Eats. I did 9 to 5 stuff. I worked at a grocery store. You know what I mean? There's all kind of ways to get to the bag to like look. This is my I would say this. This is my mom says. Um, Mom says she has a job and she has a career. You know what I mean? So like you can have it. I have my job that supports my career, and I just take that and that's kind of how I do it.
And that's a real answer. I mean, when I ask these questions, this isn't Vlad TV where I want folks to talk about their innermost skeletons and then wonder why they locked up like this next week. Talking, because it could even be something right now. I know rappers making money off crypto, but I tell them if you're not claiming that crypto, depending on how you're buying it or getting it, you're violating the rules. Don't go online talking about that. So I respect the answer. Now, the best is yet to come for you, but to much is given, much is required. What is a community give back that you are doing or that you would like to do in the
The give back, like what do you mean? What do you mean by give back? Like
your community give back, whether that be mentoring young rappers, or feeding the homeless, or anything like that.
um, there's a there's a few things I want to do. Like I would say I want to start a depression and campaign awareness. Basically shedding light on those who are depressed and don't get the attention that they need. Because I feel like Gen Z alone is very dark and depressed right now. We're in a weird stage where a lot of young teenagers don't get the enough I would say don't get enough attention on their mental illnesses. So I will definitely that's like one of my give backs and takes. I want to put light on that, shed light on that, because there's definitely a big difference from suicide and depression. And like if I have the power to prevent either one of those, what I mean, just by my voice, what I mean, by just talking, just by being there, or anything, any kind of support, I would definitely that's what I would do. That's what brings me happiness, um, other people being happy and other people getting over a dark place and time they were, because it reminds me of me, kind of.
Okay, so you battle with that, and can you tell people how you overcame, because depression and any type of vice of something, it could be drugs. It's something you battle with every day. So how did you, like, I don't want to just say get over it, but how do you deal with it, and what do you think the cause of it is for the Gen Z generation specifically?
It's I'll say to get over it, it's step by step. You don't just wake up and you're happy. You know what I mean? It's like it's a gradual growth that you have to do with it, and you have to want to be happy. You know what I mean? You have to want to seek help, and you have to want to seek happiness, because depression is like a drug. It feeds itself. So it's like um you drive day like like every day you wake up and you don't like you drive off of not being happy because that's what depression is. It's like it's something in your brain that's telling you, all right, this is why we think this way. We have to do this. We have to do that. It's like your brain telling you not to be happy. So it's like you have to force yourself to find happiness. Temporary happiness is to find the long-term happiness because you know what I mean. Just like certain things throughout your day that keeps you going and that makes you happiness. And why do I think Gen Z is like this, bro? Technology. It's like we're not outside enough. I'm gonna be honest. Like that's how I feel. I feel like me growing up as a kid, I was at playgrounds. I was like moving around. I was kind of active, but like towards my teenage years, I was being inside. Like electronics kind of took over. I would say it kind of took over my life in a way, and we're inside. You know what I mean? We don't see friends every day. We're talking to everybody on this thing, like you know what I mean. So it's not like a physical connection that we're having with people. So it's like in Gen Z alone, man, we're so cut off from communication skills, people skills, in a way of we only know how to communicate through this thing. Like you know what I mean? So it's like why do I think we have a depression? Well, it's because we don't understand each other. We don't communicate with each other on a full comfortable level, like where we understand each other. Like a lot of people feel like they don't even have friends, and even though they hang out with a lot of people, like you know what I mean, they're around a lot of people and they still feel lonely. Why is that? Like you know, and like that's something that we have to shed light on. I feel like something that we really have to bring attention to, especially for our younger kids. Um, like people left and right. Like I don't want to. I can't share this story, but I can't even share this story. But it's definitely something that happened at my college because at my old college because he didn't get enough attention and he went to go seek help, and that they said, you know, go do this. Don't You're fine. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. And like you when it's like boy who cry wolf. You know what I mean? You never know when that the wolf is at. You know what I mean? But it's you have to listen. You have to pay attention sometimes. So
No, that's
that's just
real
how.
talk. That's
Yeah.
real talk. I've been a counselor in different settings, and that's real talk because, especially for a man in this country, if he asks for help, I don't even care what color he is, but if he asks for help and you don't help him, what happens is
Yeah.
on you, because people, that's hard just to ask for help because people, you overreacting or this and that. And it's like, that's why our daddies died. That's why our uncles died. They wouldn't go get help. They wouldn't even go get the prostate exam after they knew the issues were going on.
Yeah.
So I think we figured something else out about Lord Vice. Not just because he can teach you how to do a fly video for
Mm-hmm. Yep.
a budget, and he has quality music, and he definitely has the look. If you ladies especially go follow him on Instagram, and guys, I guess you guys can too. My mind is just is there. You guys can. It's Instagram, right? You can follow everyone. But we also found that Lord Vice is a future public speaker. So if I see him on the Les Brown, NSA, talk, we already know you definitely can talk about that. And who better to talk about it than somebody in the generation, somebody who has dealt with it and seen it, not just in yourself, but others. I mean, I'm just, I'm giving you more jobs like you need them, right? But that's that's definitely something I can see you doing globally.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really enjoyed this interview. Like, you're very like in tuned, and I don't know you. I feel like this is actually my first interview, so I never had I had something similar like this before, but like this is my first interview. I'm glad it was with you. You're very interesting. You keep people on their toes in the interview, and I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you, brother, for just being open to give the game. So many people would come on here with a facade and start talking about the chain like that means anything. You know, it's the music that will live forever. And through that, your messaging and what's going on in the times. You're a modern day reporter. So I just really appreciate that. And as always, y'all, you guys have been blessed by the game. If you don't do anything else, share this game, because what Lorde Vice has talked about could really save somebody's life. Y'all be blessed.
Are you tired of the violence, tired of the injustice, police brutality, rampant discrimination, lack of gun control in this failed bio-socioeconomic experiment called America? Or maybe you need a break from the relentless grind and want to regain control of your destiny, your wealth, your health, and your purpose. Diversifiedgame.com has the right course for you. Prepare for my first trip to Africa. Looking to reconnect with your roots, start a new business, or just a fresh start. Africa, aka the motherland, is waiting. Don't let the Chinese and the Mzungus have the fun and also take over the motherland. From Cairo to Mombasa, from Dakar to Cape Town, Africa has something for everyone, from business opportunities to the most amazing people, safety, leisure, and landscapes. The opportunities abound. It is time for the diaspora to reconnect with their roots. Time to reconnect with the birthplace of humanity. Africa is the last frontier. Get your head in the game and reclaim your legacy. The writing is on the wall. Babylon is falling. Give up the stress, grind, and violence inflicted on our people on this continent, and prepare for a journey of restoration enjoyed by connecting with the land of your ancestors. Check out our new course and kick off your adventure at diversifiedgame.com.